What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here on the Absolute Basketball Experience. And on today's episode, we talked to 2022 prospect Tyler Nickel of East Rockingham High School in Virginia. Very excited for you guys to get to listen to what Tyler has to say as to what drives him, how he plays, his goals for next season, what he's doing with the accomplishments, being the all-time leading scorer as a freshman and sophomore in Virginia history, and what he's doing leading into his junior year during quarantine and all that fun stuff. But before we get into it, we ask, please, if you would, subscribe to this channel. Please, if you would, like this video, click the thumbs up, and if you would, go ahead and leave in the comment section below who your favorite player ever is from the state of Virginia. Very excited to hear from you guys. Favorite player from the state of Virginia. And if you enjoy what Tyler has to say, please feel free to spread this across your platforms as well. But subscribe, like, favorite player in the comments from Virginia. And without further ado, here's Tyler Nickel on the Absolute Basketball Experience with Jamie Shaw. Thank you guys very much. What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here on the Absolute Basketball Experience. Today, I'm very excited to be joined by 2022 prospect Tyler Nickel. Tyler, how's it going today?
Everything's going well, man. Going well. Can't complain.
Good. So I have to ask you, during this time of quarantine and stuff, have you been able to binge watch anything on Netflix or anything?
I mean, I watched all the Outer Banks.
What are your thoughts on the Outer Banks, man?
Outer Banks, I mean, it's one of the best shows I've watched, honestly.
I feel you. I was watching it, man, and it's like I shouldn't be watching this. I can't stand it, but I couldn't take myself away from it.
Nah, it's interesting. I want to see season 2 here soon.
Yeah. Nah, that was good too. Do you recommend it to everybody?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Good deal, man. So moving into the basketball stuff, you're coming off a sophomore season that saw you average 26.7 points, 8 rebounds a game. You led your East Rockingham team to a 26-3 record, state Final Four. How do you think the season went?
It went pretty well. I think a lot of people didn't expect us to be that successful at the beginning of the year just because we lost, I think it was 5 seniors. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of people. So, and especially because they were all key contributors last year. But I think our guys kind of stepped up and we overcame a lot of the doubt that people expected, but ended up losing to John Marshall in the Final Four, who's a really tough team. So, yeah.
So only just finishing your sophomore season, you've already amassed personally almost 1,500 career points and setting a Virginia High School League record of 802 points for a sophomore last season. Do you pay attention to that type of stuff?
I didn't really pay attention to it until someone told me it happened, because I really didn't know. And I found out on my sophomore year that I broke the freshman record, and then I broke the sophomore record. And I didn't really know anything about that until someone was like, hey, did you know that you did this? And I was like, nah. And then I started seeing all the stuff on social media, and I was like, and then I saw the names on that list, and I was like, it's kind of crazy. And
so obviously Matt McClone just a couple years ago broke the overall record. You've already got the freshman and sophomore record. I mean, are you looking at the overall type of record and what it is, like you said, the names, the Iversons and Reddicks and all those people that have come through? Are you looking at that?
Well, now that it's got my attention. But I saw that and I was like, that's just another thing to gun for, another thing to work for, because even though Virginia 2A means that it's not like the big time schools, there's still a lot of guys that have come through the VHSL in general that are just high level players. And me trying to put myself in that category, and ultimately you always want to work to be the best. So if I could work to take all those records and go out there and take what I believe I can do, then I feel like that should be the goal from this point on.
So East Rockingham High School is in Elkton, Virginia. Are you able to like go out around the town and not just get like mobbed by people?
Well, it depends. The area that I live in, regardless or contrary to what a lot of people believe, it really is a hooper culture. There's a lot of people that played and still play, and you go to any park and there's going to be people flooded there. Like anytime it's a nice day on an outdoor court, there's going to be it's going to run deep no matter where you are. And so if you're a good basketball player, people are people are definitely going to know your name, but it's a type of environment where you need to earn your respect physically to everybody before they treat you like that.
Yeah.
So especially guys that are older than you, they can hear, oh, he did this, he did that. But if you don't do it against me, then it don't really mean that much. So it's a lot of pride and respect in that type of nature. So people will know who I am, and some younger people will try to come up to me and, like you said, kind of like mob me in a sense. But the older people just kind of lay back until they really see that it's proven to them that it's worth it.
And do they feel like you've proven yet you're worth carrying the torch?
I mean, I don't know if I've proven it enough yet, just because I'm young. I just want to continue to increase what I've already been doing and show no signs of stopping. And then as it becomes more of a regular type of dominance, then no matter what the level is, national, local, statewide, you name it, as long as it's the same level of success, at that point, once it becomes a pattern, then I think I'd be worthy of that.
Love it. So it's still early and everything, but you've already got offers: VCU, Penn State, Virginia Tech, JMU, Old Dominion. During this time of quarantine, what does the recruiting process kind of look like for you?
Well, coaches, quite honestly, have a lot of more time on their hands, so the calls come in more often, or you being able to call the coaches because they can't contact me till June 15th, but they let you know that they'd want to talk to you at some point through a coach, and then you make those calls, and that there's actually been a lot more of that than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting it to slow down and then blow up again June 15th, but it really hasn't been that. It's been a lot of building relationships and getting to know guys, and then we'll see what happens on June 15th, because I've heard about how it can be, but it's just a matter of seeing it to know what it's really like. But
I'll say, make sure your phone's charged up, man, because this is going to be coming wild.
Hopefully.
So obviously those are the 5 offers you have. There are tons of schools out there that are recruiting you. Who are some schools that are recruiting you the hardest, I guess, that haven't offered yet?
I would say Ohio State's pretty interested. Wisconsin, Cincinnati, UVA. Those are the guys that have been really, it's important to them to build relationships early. And I feel like they've made that clear to me. So that's who I'd say is probably recruiting me the hardest at this point.
So if we had to set the over-under at 5.5 for offers that you're going to get on June 15th, the way that you know that it's going and stuff, do you think you would take the over 6 or more, or the under 5 or less offers on June 15th?
It's hard to tell just based on the college's culture, honestly. But being contacted and being offered are very different things. So I really don't know. I really don't know what to expect.
Understood. That's a great answer. So it's early in the process. What are you looking for, I guess, in a school as you get to know these schools? Like what type of stuff are you looking for to gather that's really important for you to make a decision?
Well, I love to know the type of chemistry, obviously in the basketball part of things, but also just the culture of the university in general, the environment of the campus. Obviously what I want to go into academically. It's just you feel a type of energy when you're there, and you get to feel like the sort of vibe that you want to know, and the relationship between coaches and players and all that type of stuff, and the fun of life while you're there as well. Because you don't want to just go there and play and not be having fun in your life at the time. You want to be enjoying every step of it. So it's just a matter of where I see I fit, you know?
Absolutely. And you mentioned academically and stuff. Do you already know what kind of field you want to go into?
I'm debating whether I want to go into something having to do more with communications, like broadcasting or sports analysis, um, or a completely different way I could go is physical therapy. Just as long as I'm staying involved in sports, because no matter when basketball ends, there's got to be something else I can fall back on, whether it be an injury or anything that happens in the basketball world. I just have to have something else that I feel confident I could do. But obviously, my plan A is obviously I want to be a pro.
Yeah.
And my plan B is another way to make plan A work. And then my plan C is going to be what I fall back on.
I love that. That's the best answer. Plan B. That's good. Who's all going to be involved with you, I guess, throughout the process?
My mom, my dad, um, probably my high school coach. He's like an uncle, basically. His son's one of my best friends. So it's just a guy that I've spent a lot of time around. And just guys that I know have been around these type of things before, and I can really trust their opinion. A lot of guys in the AAU type of things, I know that they've been around this type of stuff a lot. So I'll be going to them for guidance some as well. And it's just a matter of how we all feel about the situation.
To see national analysts from like rivals.com and stuff talk about you as a national level prospect and national rankings and all that type of stuff, as a young man from East Rockingham High School, what does that mean?
Honestly, it means a lot just because this is a very small community and there's not a lot of light shed on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, we are a hooper culture. It's just people don't know about it.
Yeah.
And it's important to people around here, but there's nothing that really usually gets out about it. And I've had the opportunities to put myself in the spot to excel, and my work has done what it's done. I had the opportunity, but everything I've worked up to that point to do was so I would pursue my dreams, do what I want to do, and also bring attention to where I'm from as well, because this community's brought me up. So all the attention that I get ultimately comes back to where I'm from as well. Like, no one knew about Gate City, Virginia until Matt McClung.
Yeah.
I want people to know about Elkton, Virginia when they hear about Tyler Nickel. So that it's not an unknown place anymore while I'm here, but when I'm going to, so people have something to shoot for. And I want to be the best of the best of the best of whatever I can do. And the only way to do that is to continue to push myself to limits that people didn't know I could get to. And a lot of that, because whatever my success is reflects on where I'm from. Mm-hmm. And I want to associate Elkton, Virginia with success.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those who haven't seen you play, how would you describe your game, and who have you heard that you played like?
I've heard I play like Jason Tatum, Paul George type of game. Joe Ingles a little bit. Mm-hmm. But from the last time that I've really played in front of analysts or whatever it might be, my game has evolved quite a bit just because last summer I was injured. Both my knee, I had tendonitis in both my knees. So like I would play a game and then could like barely walk out the gym, but I wasn't gonna not like play. So I had to play through it. But I think now that I'm 100% healthy and I've been able to train my speed training, explosiveness, agility, all that type of stuff, the way I move is just different. The explosiveness part is different. Skills and acceleration is just at a different level. It's just everything that I've been able to finally work and push now that I'm healthy has kind of just changed my game. and the way like I read the game, everything is just so much better than it used to be, and I'm just excited to go play again and show that.
No doubt. So, have you been able to get in the gym during this quarantine time?
I have.
Is that the type of stuff you're working on, all that agility and everything?
That's part of it. I usually do a couple different I'll focus on 2 different workouts a day. So I might be working on my body for a little bit of it, and then go in the gym and do my skills work, my footwork and everything, keep my skills sharp and everything. And then the next day do speed and acceleration and work on my body, ball handling, just everything to where I can build everything up, but not build it to the point where it starts deteriorating and I can't recover. So that's half the battle as well, is just being smart about how you handle things. But that's been a lot of what I've been working on.
Yeah, no doubt. The recovery is just as important. So the last time that we saw you play was the John Marshall game, and we're not going to see you probably again for another couple of weeks. What type of improvements do you think your game has made? You hinted at it a little bit before with the way you move and stuff, but what type of improvements, what type of player will we see different from what we saw at the John Marshall game?
I think what everyone will see at that point is just someone that won't be – I don't think there's people that can just blatantly out-athlete me. And I don't think that the way that I move, the way that I handle the ball, and the way that I can get to my spots now, just shooting that much more efficiently, everything I move or do is with a purpose.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point I really know how to take advantage of angles and just situations in the game and when to take over and what reads to make. And I feel like it's just a player that will be very evident that can take over a game.
And then you've already accomplished so much, and there's still more to go. What are your goals for next season?
State championship.
State championship or die.
That's really it, because we've gotten to the Final Four, we've gotten to the state championship, lost. We lost in the Final Four to the state champion, and then lost in the state championship. And I can't get that close and lose like anymore. Like all this is, I can't accept that. I cannot accept that, not for like anymore. Like everything I do is based on gunning for that. Like all the training, everything that I'm focusing on is obviously me to become a better individual player. But at the end of the day, I need to do what I need to do to have my team beat like John Marshall or Radford or whoever we end up playing. And at that point, that's all I can really be thinking about.
And then kind of to wrap things up here, do you have anything that you want to leave everybody with, Tyler Nickel fans or college coaches or anybody that's paying attention, any words of wisdom?
I don't know about words of wisdom. I would just say be ready for when we hit the court again.
I hear that. Tyler, thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you for spending a few minutes and stuff. And I can't wait to see what this next season, these next 2 seasons brings for you, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you all very much for tuning in to the Absolute Basketball Experience. For Tyler Nickel, I'm Jamie Shaw. We'll see you next time.